But all of these dreams keep coming back to me slowly, slowly.
I've been thinking about this a lot lately, and I just want to talk about what does it mean? We use this word a lot in culture, and we all are it, but what does it mean to be an artist? And when I was writing down some notes about it, I keep thinking to be an artist has not as much to do with just the art we're making only. To me, it has almost more to do with how you view the world. How you see the world is real artistry. And, as the universe always kind of provides examples and details, I was thinking about this, and then I was in the car the other day, and I was listening on NPR, and then an interview with Roger Corman, who's made 100 movies in his career. But he was talking about, he said, just be a craftsman, he said. Which means just do the work, just keep doing the work, just keep showing up, doing what you got to do to improve and learn and grow. Let that be a process of learning and loving. And he said, and every now and then, you might do something that is actually art. And I think that's so amazing, because it sort of changes our relationship with what is art anyway. And you guys, here's the thing. You're not a poet because you can write a poem. You're a poet because you see the world in poetry. You're not an artist because you make something and then culture deems that thing artistic. Actually, what makes something artistic is when you're able to see the world unlike how most of culture sees it. I think actually culture, through millennia, sees most things as base and common. And I actually am finding in my own experience, which creates a lot of anxiety in my life, is the more I go to the phone, all my lessons seem to keep coming back to the phone. The phone seems to be the great, to me in this case, it is so filled with the base and the common that we start to get caught up in that stuff that doesn't elevate your thinking and your curiosity to artistry. Vincent van Gogh, listen, he lived a troubled life, and, he died not well and poor. I don't know how else to say that. But, throughout his life, I don't think he was thinking, I'm making great art. He just was freaking trying to paint and figure painting out, always. And then, after he passed, what happened? All of society was clamoring about this great art. Why? Because he was showing how to see the world in a different way, that up to that point, the world wasn't seeing the world as that possibility. That's artistry. Kids, that's artistry. We all in here have that ability to see the world in possibility how you uniquely see it, process it. Look, I'm totally going to start crying because it has to do with, again, your autobiography. The stuff that you have lived changes the aperture of how you look at the world. So to be an artist is brave because you want to share with the rest of the world, this is how I view life. And you know what? Some people are going to get it and some people are not. But that is a brave task. I listened to a little bit of Taraji P. Henson. She was giving a speech somewhere a couple weeks ago. I just saw a clip of it. And she said something that when she was in college, she had already had a kid. And I think she was 25. I don't know if it was already born or she was pregnant. I think it was born. And she decided after she graduated, she was going to move to California and pursue an acting career at the age of 25. And everybody said no. You can't do it. No, 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 no. And she said that if she had listened to all the people who told her no, this is a direct quote, she would have never lived. You guys, that's really powerful. So yes, Taraji P. Henson has become successful in an artistic way. She's a successful artist, but not just because she's on hit movies and shows. I think because her intention and her purpose, her own vision for her own life was to say yes to something telling her to do this in spite of all the people saying no. Does that make sense? So we don't want to let the business get us down. We have to just keep forging forward and seeing the beauty in things. You have to see the beauty in things. Even though it tries to get ripped out of you, you have to see the possibility in things. That's artistry. And I want to end with this last thing because, of course, I saw it this morning and I was like, this has everything to do with what I'm talking about, although it has to do with politics. And I'm very political, not in like a traditional way, but with just what's going on with the world. And feeling more and more this deep desire to get people who are making decisions to think more in terms of what we're talking about. So Ted Cruz, good God. I mean, how does somebody like that get elected? I don't understand, but it's a whole other... But anyway, he was grilling our former Attorney General Sally Yates, in those hearings, and here's what he said today. He said, in the over 200... He didn't talk like that, kind of. Let me try it again. In the over 200 years of the Department of Justice history, are you aware, Ms. Yates, of any incidents in which the Department of Justice has formally approved the legality of a policy, and 3 days later the Attorney General has directed the department not to follow that policy? So basically he's talking about when she said no to Trump passing the new immigration law. And she said, without missing a beat, she was like, what? She said, I'm not. But I'm also not aware of a situation where the Office of Legal Counsel was advised not to tell the Attorney General about it until after it was over. So here's the point. Don't worry about the political jargon. Ted Cruz is making a false argument. Kids, my God, if we thought like Ted Cruz, where would innovation be? Where would enterprise be? Where would artistry be? My God, he's not... Hold for a second. He's not thinking like an artist. His comment here, in the over 200 years, he's thinking in terms of history, of belief, of tradition. And one could go so far as to he's thinking in terms of status quo and not upsetting that which has come before. Kids, if we're constantly orienting toward the past and not trying to create a new vision for the future, we're all dead. The past is dead. Good for her, ethically and morally. And also that's an artistic thing, whether you think about it like that or not. She's an attorney general, but she was thinking artistically, working against the entire government, saying, this isn't right. This isn't right to pass this immigration ban. We have to keep thinking forward, is my point. That's a very artistic way to move into the world.
Hi, I'm Shailene Woodley.
Hi, I'm Ruby Rose.
Hi, I'm Brianne Howie.
My name is Olivia Taylor Dudley.
Hey, how's it going? Hey.
You always learn from your worst auditioning story.